Hi, my name is Rich Fairhurst. In this video, I'm going to show you how to apply close to a Manuel Bastioni Lab Addon Proxy. Then I will show you how to apply those close to a custom designed Manuel Bastioni Lab character derived from that proxy. The Manuel Bastioni Labs add-on provides a set of tools that work directly in Blender for quickly generating and customizing humanoid characters. The characters are high quality, and you can create anything from realistic humans to fantasy characters like anime characters or elves. The characters created include an armature and shape keys that make them ready for posing, animation, and games. I'm not going to go through the download and installation process for the Manuel Bastioni Labs add-on, but will provide a YouTube link that explains how to do that. Sadly, Manuel Bastioni is no longer developing this add-on as of October due to a lack of funds, so it may never get ported to Blender 2.8. But it is still a great tool, and the characters created in Blender 2.7 can easily be brought into Blender 2.8 through blend files or the various import formats Blender supports. So what is a proxy and when should you use one? A proxy is a template character that is used to prepare assets like clothes and hair so that they will fit and move with any custom designed character you derive from that template using the tools that are in the add-on. So let's get started. I've got Blender 2.7 open and I'm displaying the default cube. So let's get rid of the cube. I'm going to hit delete key and then press on the delete message to confirm it. All right. Now, if you've successfully installed the add-on, you will see a tab on the left side of Blender that says Manuel Bastioni Lab. Left click on that tab. Now I'm going to drag the right edge of that panel over so I can see all of the options. The proxy setup tools are in the After Creation Tools section in the bottom half of the tool panel. We actually can set up a proxy character and add clothes to it before creating any derived characters, but we can't fully apply the clothes assets until we have generated a character. The proxy tools are within the Utilities group at the bottom. So I'm going to expand it by clicking on it. And then we see the Choose Proxy Reference selection options. There are 4 of them. There's anime male, anime female, human male, and human female. For this demonstration, I'm going to use a human female. Now left-click the Import Template button to bring the proxy into the scene. It appears in the middle of the scene, and it's centered on the center point. All right. My keystroke display is not currently showing the numpad, so I will tell you when I'm hitting on the numpad. I'm going to press the 1 key on the numpad to get it to front view, and then press the 5 key to get it to orthogonal view. That gets rid of the vanishing point and makes it look like a 2D object. Next, I'm going to press the View menu at the bottom, and I'm going to choose Align View and View Selected. Since the character was selected, it zoomed right into the center of the viewpoint. Okay. Next, I'm going to bring in my clothes asset designed for this character. I've saved it as an OBJ file. This is not a clothes modeling tutorial, but I did originally create this clothes in Blender over the proxy character previously. So I click on File, Menu, Import, Wavefront OBJ, and then I'm going to navigate to where I saved it. You can save it wherever you want. Anyway, this is the clothes I saved. It's a long sleeve V-neck. Then I'm going to click on the Import Object button. Okay, it's been added to the proxy character. So next I'm going to right-click on the shirt, and I'm going to scroll down to see that it is named long sleeve V-neck. And that name is assigned in both the object options, which is the little cube here. I renamed it from what it was to this name, and then also in the data options, I also renamed it to that same name here. Now I need to save the file with this name. So I'm going to press Control-C to copy that. And I just need to save this as a standard blend file. So I'm going to hit Save As. And I am already in the directory, but if I weren't, it shows up here as a recent directory choice. If I click on it, it brings me right there. I'm going to save over the blend I previously did. And there it is, long sleeve V-neck blend. Save as Blender file. Press that button. Now we're going to quickly create a new female human character using the lab tools. First, I need a new blend file. So I'm going to click File, New, and click on Reload Setup File to confirm it. Back to the default scene. Cube selected, so hit Delete, press Delete to confirm. Now I'm going to press on the Manuel Bastioni Lab tab, pull out the options again so we can see it. So this time, instead of using the utilities, which I'm done with, I'm going to use the creation tools portion. For the moment, everything is set up the way I want it. It's going to be a Caucasian female, and it's going the use cycles materials and portrait studio lights. So I'm going to click in init character to initialize the character. Okay, the character and the lighting is added to the middle of the scene. So here again, I'm going to press on my numpad 1 to go to front view, 5 to go to orthogonal view, and then I'm going to, in this case, right-click on the character. I got to make sure I'm in object mode since it wants to go into pose mode. And it's selected. And now I'm going to go to view, align view, view selected. It's zoomed in there. All right. Well, this character is essentially the same as the proxy, so I need to modify it so it'll be more interesting. Under the character library, I expanded that option by pressing character library button. And I can see the different types here. I'm going to leave the phenotype as Afro-Caucasian. And I'm going to change the type from one of the options. I'm going to use the type Extreme Bodybuilder by clicking on that option. And you can see that the character immediately changes to that form. All right, before I can add the asset to this character, I have to finalize it. Now, normally, I would do all of the customizations I wanted for this character, the face and to, any other parts of it, skin color and everything like that. And then I would use the finalize tools after I got it all set up. But in this case, this is good enough for the demo. So I can, in this case, it's a demo. I'm going to uncheck the save images and backup character, but that's important if you want to be able to go back to this point of your character to modify it later. Anyway, I'm going to press finalize. It's going to take a little bit. All right, now that it's finished finalizing, it goes back to the starting menu. And at this point, we can add an asset that we've created. So I'm going to go to the asset library, and it doesn't show me anything really at this point. So I'm going to go, well, other than the built-in hair for the character. So I'm going to go to my directory. I'm going to click on the recent, click accept. Now I've got the custom-made ones I did. Now, I'd already saved that blend file, so I've got 2 of them because Blender makes a backup. So I'm going to clean that up real quick. By deleting the blend.1 file. Right here, delete that. Yep, okay. And I'm going to just reinitialize my directory and accept it. And now I've only got 1 of them. So I'm going to choose that. Okay, it added my clothing to the character, but as you can see, it's still designed to fit on the proxy and not this bodybuilder. So we can get it to fit the bodybuilder by going to the proxy fitting tools. We can collapse asset library now. I'm going to click on proxy fitting. You can first see that the character that was generated is listed in the character drop-down, and the proxy clothing item is now listed under the proxy. The offset option and influence option do affect the fitting process. Offset will add a slight distance between the character and the clothes to avoid overlaps. And influence affects kind of the magnetic quality of the skin, so things kind of want to maybe bunch together when this is set to a high number. For this, I want to click Add Mask Vertex Groups because that enables us to do certain fixes that I want to show you. And I'm pretty much always going to leave the transfer weights from body to proxy replace existing. Now I can click the Fit Proxy button. This is again going to take it a few minutes. Well, actually, it did it really quickly. All right, so it now basically fits the character. There are a few problems, but we're going to deal with those. Anyway, so at this point, I've got the clothes selected. I can right-click them. I'm sorry, I need to get out of pose mode, go to object mode, right-click the clothes. Okay, I'm going to go to the object options. Again, the little cube. And I can see that it's got my name. And then I'm going to go to the data options. But now I see that it not only has its name, it's got auto smooth, it's got a whole bunch of vertex groups, and it's got 2 shape keys. Under the vertex groups, I'm going to drag the list up until I find Manuel Bastioni Mask Long. And I'm going to expand this so you can see it. Long sleeve V-neck. So it's Manuel Bastioni Lab Mask underscore, and then it's whatever your clothes are named. All right. So this is a mask that hides portions of the character that would poke through the clothes, and it really actually totally hides them. I'm going to move up here to the object display and choose, I'm going to turn off the shirt by hiding it, clicking the little eyeball next to it, and you can see that all of the skin of that character has been hidden by the mask. Now, if I don't want it to hide, I can go to the tools, modifiers rather, by clicking the wrench, and I can see, I'm sorry, I first have to get to the character. So I can right click on the character, And now I see a bunch of different options under it too. And one of them, the last one, is the Manuel Bastioni Lab mask item. I'm going to click the eyeball and you can see that the character is now back. So I'm going to enable the shirt again to be visible so we can see what pokes through. So this is what the mask hid. It hid part of the right hand breast, the shoulder areas that poked through, and portions of the arms that might have poked through. Anyway, so that's a real simple way to use a vertex group to hide the portions that poke out. The advantage is if it doesn't show at all through the clothing from any angle, you can use that option. But it doesn't work if it's something that you should normally see the clothes overlapping and it just doesn't. And the shape is wrong in the clothes. So we'll deal with that as a separate way. But if I wanted to enable my go back and enable the tool for the character, I'm going to enable the mask again. All right. Anyway, with the mask back on, we can see that this right, or rather left breast is still poking through at the bottom, and we don't want it to do that, and we can use the vert group to fix that. First, we need to select the character by right-clicking on it, and then we need to select under its vertex groups the Manuel Bastioni Lab mask again. Now we're going to go into edit mode by pressing tab, and what we can do, so you're going to show the selection of what we've already got selected with the vertices. Okay, that's what we've got. I'm going to hide the shirt to show a little bit more. All right, so I'm going to want to select these vertices over here. So I'm going to press the B button for box select and drag over it. And I'm going to go over to the side and just do a quick grab of these guys. Okay, back to front view. Now, this hasn't adjusted the mask yet, but I'm going to press the assign button so that now all of these vertices will make up the mask. All right, now I can press the A key to go unselect it, get out of edit mode by pressing tab, and we see that more of the character is hidden. And when I add the clothes, things aren't poking out so much now. There's still a little bit right here. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to press tab again, select those, box select right here in the middle, and I'm going to hit assign again. Go out of tab, out of the edit mode, and those guys are now hidden. All right, but we have a problem here at the neck. We really can't use the mask because we can already see it's kind of created a hole we could see from the top view. We don't want that. So actually, I'm going to even remove a vertice from the vert group right here by going again. I've got the character selected, going into edit mode. I'm going to temporarily hide that. I'm going to deselect everything, and then I'm going to box select these guys right here. And I'm going to hit the remove button to remove them from the mask. Then I'm going to hit A to deselect them. Press the select button to see what I've got. That's what I have now. I'm going to put the clothes back on and push tab to get out of event mode. And now I don't see a hidden piece of skin on the back when I look at it from the top view, and that's good. Well, I do see a few problems here when I look from the top view in the chest area. So again, one more time, tab. I'm going to hide the clothes. I'm going to go with the A key. Get this vertice, that one, and then the same on the other side. And I'm going to press remove, press A, turn the clothes back on, press tab, and that's pretty good. That's about as much as I can fix with the vertex groups. And again, using the select and deselect group portions of the vertexes in the edit mode on the character, change what is hidden. I could get that little guy right there at the armpit too, but for now this is good enough. So the other method of fixing this is actually we need to select the clothing. Now, I'm first going to add to the clothes a subdivision modifier because this is a relatively low poly piece of clothing. And so I scroll up here to see all the options and hit add modifier. And I'm going to hit subdivision surface. I'm going to increase the subdivision surface to about 3 for the view. I can increase it to like 6 for the render. And that smooths it out quite a bit. Makes it look a lot nicer. I didn't mention this, but you see those little things protruding out of the breast. Those are actually the skeleton, which we can hide by expanding it and clicking the eyeball to hide it. Okay, so we don't see anything poking through. All right, back to selecting the sweater, or rather the shirt. Now I'm going to click on vertex groups again, but this time I'm going to select the the Manuel Lab Proxy Fit shape key. This key is designed to make fine adjustments to the clothes beyond what the fitting tool does. So we can actually edit the mesh now. Now, if I select basis, that'll be editing the wrong mesh. It'll be basically editing it before it was adjusted. But I want to edit this one, and it will be what the character is looking like in pose mode. So now that I have this shirt selected, I'm going to hit tab. I have the low poly look again, and I want to go to look at it right here. I want to drag that guy up until the pink is over her shoulder. Drag that guy up until the pink is over her shoulder. And again, this is a subdivision surface, so it isn't quite fitting exactly to the mesh. Now I'm going to hit tab. All right, close enough on that side. Do the same to the other side. I get out a little bit. I get up a little bit. Drag this guy. Oops. Drag it to wrong way. I want to drag the blue item. Drag it up. Drag it up. Make sure I've done the right thing. Control Z to undo that. I'm just making fine adjustments based on what I think is going to work, and that basically almost worked. just a little bit with this back node. Drag it up. Yeah, that's good. And I'll do one last thing, tweak over here. That's why. I'm hidden under the clothes. Okay. Yeah, now that looks good. Okay. So this now is all set up for posing. I'm going to unhide the armature now. And I'm going to click on it until it's set up. All right, so now the armature is there selected. Now I can go to pose mode. And let's see how well we can pose this. I'm going to go to X-ray. I have the little skeleton button selected. Go to X-ray so I can see the bones. Let's see, that guy is selected, so I'm going to hit the G key to grab it and start moving it, and watch the clothes move with the character. I right click on that bone, press the G key, and again the clothes move with the character. And I can click on this guy. I'm going to go to side view by pressing 3, R to rotate, and there she's bending forward, and the clothes bend forward with her. And for the most part, things aren't popping out. And again, when I hide the armature, basically everything looks good. Now again, I might actually unhide a few of these vertices on these sides, so in the mask, remove them, because they probably don't actually intersect much. But anyway, turn the armature back on. I'm going to move this arm down, G. Okay, so now we can try some of the interesting items with the pose and animation in the Manuel Bastioni Lab. He's got different poses. I'm going to go to captured. I'm going to hide that armature. So, yeah, I can see a couple of things I could adjust, but more or less it's partially because he's really made those arms intersect the body mesh. But in any case, yeah, I could make a few adjustments to the mesh or to the hiding vertices. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to try another one of poses. Let's try flying. And again, we see that this one works really well. The mesh and the clothes are fitting great. And let's try all the glamour poses. Pin up and glamour. All right, so bottom line here is you can see that these, with a few more adjustments, you can get this to really work with almost any pose you put the character in, and so that basically makes the asset work. And you could do the same process with hair and design clothes for any part of the body, and it'll work the same way. So I hope that's helpful, and I also hope that you make good use of the Manuel Bastioni Lab software add-on. Happy blending, and goodbye. Thanks.